Hi, everyone. So I wanted to do a vlog on 5D consciousness, okay, and what is going on planet Earth right now. So a lot of clients have had questions. It's come up in a lot of readings. And basically what's happening is the entire world is going through a historic shift in vibration, okay? We're ascending spiritually from 3D to 5D, okay, from the old Earth to a new Earth. I've put out other content, other videos around the ascension process, and you may want to refer back to those. But basically what's happening is we're going through a timeline split between 3D and 5D reality. So it's a phase in human history, a calling to up-level our souls, bringing about more healing, more karmic clearing and balancing. The whole point of why we are here. The 3D is the physical world in which we all live, okay, and known by everyone. But the 5D is the non-physical world that is experienced by the spiritually awakened, okay? So ascension is the process of raising your vibration, shedding your ego, and shifting into an elevated level of consciousness. The energy on the planet is ascending in vibration. That's what's happening, which means that more light is coming on to the planet. More light means that more shadow aspects, both within ourselves personally and in society as a whole, is starting to surface, okay? The light won't let anything hide. And so it can be a very uncomfortable process as we shadow dance, so to speak, right? We have to look at it, sit with it, work with our shadow side. So awakened people are tapping into a higher timeline called the fifth dimension. Unawakened people are staying put in the heavier, denser 3D timeline, mainly because they're not understanding the call, or they're simply resisting it because they're stuck in their ego. So in the process of spiritually awakening, your senses, your psychic, intuitive, innate senses are heightened to adjust to these new frequencies. And what's happening also is the veil between this dimension and the spirit world is getting really, really thin, okay? So it's allowing for more everyday people to start to tap into it. And what happens is we start to attune to that frequency of miracle consciousness, okay? So that is why so many more synchronicities, psychic, experiences are happening for us, okay? And it's happening frequently and almost like on cue. It's pretty amazing as you start to really be aware of it, but also integrate into more of 5D everyday living. So some examples of this. So you think of someone, okay? And they pop in your head from out of nowhere. You haven't thought of them for a very long time. And then they reach out to you moments later or hours later, okay? A package you ordered. You forgot about it a month ago, okay? And you're like, I wonder where that package is. And maybe I should check on it. And then right then, the delivery guy comes in with your package. So I want to give you an example. The other day, my husband, Chris, and I were having a conversation about my dad. And he was asking all about him. And, I was just telling him how wise he was. And bottom line, as we're talking, we get into the car, turn on the car, and on Sirius XM is the song, How to Save a Life by The Fray, that my dad and I have. That's our sign, okay? So I'm like, on cue. Thanks, Dad. You love what I'm saying. You're here. This morning, okay, I did a meditation and I connected to one of my guides. And my guide said, today, your sign from me is lamb. Okay, you're going to hear or see the reference of a lamb. Okay, I end my meditation. A minute later, I start talking to my husband and I asked, how you doing? And he said, meh. And I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, meh, like a lamb. I'm like, what? He said, how a lamb bleats. Right then, lamb. Okay, so you see how this starts happening, right? You get synced up with that telepathic energy. And this is our normal state when we're in the non-physical, not in a body, okay? We operate primarily fully on telepathy, okay? And And so basically, we're integrating more into the 5D for those awakened and for those who choose to live this way. And it starts to become our new normal. It starts to become a set point or default, which is exactly what we want, because that's where the grace, ease, and flow, that's where the joy, that's where the higher heavenly feelings of that 5D consciousness start to take over your life. And yeah, you're in the world of duality, you're in 3D, you're still going to witness and observe the lower, denser vibrations of pain, suffering, and struggle, but you're not going to be caught up in it, right? You're like the eye of the storm, where you're cool, calm, collected, you're centered, you're grounded, but the storm, the frenetic, is going on around you, but you're not getting swept up in the storm, okay? So the more you expect it, the more it happens. All right. The world around us mirrors back to us our thoughts and feelings. And so when we are in a constant state of expectation of more miracles, more magic, more synchronicity, grace, ease, and flow, we start to see it. We start to experience it. So at some point, there will be enough people in this new higher timeline, and that will be the tipping point that will trigger a new earth. Okay, a heaven on earth. And that is the basis of the book I just wrote, What's Your Heaven? So there's all sorts of information in that for you if you want to know more. I did a channeling this morning. I wanted to share just a couple lines with you that I thought were meaningful, that might resonate for you. The masters of the higher realms sit in silence as we watch the reckoning of the world at its darkest moments and the world falling into a deep slumber of forgetfulness. The world is not fully awakened, but will be one day soon. Many are rising up and into more awareness, waking up, but many remain asleep in this slumber. We here step aside and watch, knowing it is not ours to do. We are here to help inspire, to guide, but not to rescue and solve. This interferes with man's free will, and we are only to help give direction and guidance as we do. Simple nudges at times, inspirations that come and go. We here send these messages like radio waves hitting your energy field, waking you up into action. Okay. So what I want to leave you with is this. What can we do as we spiritually awaken to move through these times, not trying to survive, but to thrive? Okay. So 2 things. 1, understanding. I really fully believe knowledge is power, okay? Just knowing what's going on, what's actually happening right now, and that you're not alone. We are all going through this together, okay? That can really be helpful, and it helps to soothe your system, calm down your nervous system, okay? And help you feel like this is all going to be okay. The second thing is figuring out how to manage your energy and how to hold and sustain a higher vibrational energy, okay? Because when you're in a higher frequency, you're in the light. When you're in the light, it always trumps the darkness, okay? So it's figuring out a daily spiritual practice that you can do that's going to help keep you in that higher vibrational state. It's not a one-size-fits-all. You've got to figure out what works for you, but go back to your spiritual tools on a mind, body, spirit level, right? It's a holistic approach always. Maybe it's prayer, meditation. Maybe for you it's yoga or running or walking, just moving meditation. Maybe it's getting out into nature to ground, okay? Maybe it's deep breathing. Maybe it's using the Enneagram or other tools that you have that help you make sense of the chaos, okay? Again, you have to be true to you. You have to ask, what works for me? And it may not be what I suggest. It might be something entirely different, but you will know, okay? It will shift you. It will bring you into a deeper, more centered space if it really is serving to ground you and connect you to these higher light frequencies. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do these videos as I'm inspired. You guys who follow me know, I can't be forced into creating content. It has to be organic and divinely inspired. And that is a phase I'm in right now. Spirit is really every day coming to me saying, not only you, Rebecca, are going through this, but your audience is as well. Share it. Okay, I consider myself a guide more than a teacher. I am here to show you I am like a guinea pig walking through this messy, beautiful, full, juicy life, okay, with you. And I put out what I feel may resonate for you. So again, you don't feel so alone, and that you also feel inspired to go within, to connect, knowing you don't need anyone or anything, including myself, outside of you, to have that divine direct connection to source, okay? To light, to your team and spirit, and most importantly, to your higher self. As always, I am wishing you brightest blessings and all love.